teams from Lake Ridge Academy, Orville, and University School compete this morning on the Nordson Academic Challenge. Here we go. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us as we continue to celebrate our 55th season of the Nordson Academic Challenge. I am your host, Rob Powers. The challenge of the show, the same as it's always been. 3 local high school teams compete for points. We've got questions in math, science, history, a few other topics as well. Let's hear it one more time for today's teams. Lake Ridge Academy, Orville, and University School. Every team will be playing for a chance to make it onto our leaderboard. Let's take a look at the standings so far right now. At the end of our season, the 3 highest scoring teams will be right back here for our championship game, the chance to be crowned champions of our 55th season, and take back to their school our top prize, a $6,000 grant from Nordson. So, let's get going. Let's start with the lightning round. All 3 teams compete in this round. We award 20 points for a correct answer. We subtract 20 points for an incorrect or no answer. Let's start this game off with 100 points for each team. Everybody ready to roll? All questions in this round have to do with fish and other aquatic animals, real and fictional. Set? Here we go. Varieties of this crustacean include horseshoe, fiddler, and stone. University School.
Crabs.
That is correct. This is the zodiac sign of the fish.
Pisces.
Lake Ridge Academy.
Pisces.
That is correct. He wrote A Perfect Day for Banana Fish and Catcher in the Rye. University School.
Salinger.
That is correct. The males give birth in this small University School.
Seahorse.
That is correct. In some fish, the operculum covers these respiratory organs. U.S.
Gills.
That is correct. The character Fang in Finding Nemo is this kind of ferocious fish. University School.
Shark.
Pardon me?
Wait, shark?
Shark is wrong. It's barracuda. This Massachusetts cape is named for this commercial fish. Lake Ridge Academy.
Cod.
Cod is correct. These colorful fish are named for circus performers like Bozo. Lake Ridge Academy.
Clown.
Clownfish is correct. This is the scientific name for the branch of zoology that studies fish. Lake Ridge Academy.
Marine.
Ichthyology is the name of that. And for our final lightning round question from the Greater Cleveland Aquarium, it's our good friend Marcia Ahern.
At the Greater Cleveland Aquarium, we have 7 large galleries with more than 2,500 fish and other animals. Many of them are harmless, some are not, including the poison dart species of what type of amphibian that is jumping in the title of a Mark Twain story.
Lake Ridge Academy?
Frog.
Frog is correct. That's the end of this round. There we go. All right, we'll be back with more of the 55th season of the Nordson Academic Challenge right after this.
Nordson is honored to sponsor a program that celebrates academic excellence. We're a global industrial technology company with a long and proud history of giving back to the communities where we live and work. We donate 5% of our U.S. pre-tax profit to charity every year. Over the past 30 years, the Nordson Corporation Foundation has donated more than $100 million, and our employees have volunteered more than 100,000 hours. And now, we're pleased to support the legacy of Academic Challenge. Thank you all for watching, and the best of luck to all the participants.
Hey, here we go. Welcome back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. If you'd like more information about any of the schools that appear this season, you can scan that QR code you see on the upper right-hand corner of the screen with your cell phone. That code takes you to the news5cleveland.com Academic Challenge page. We have links for all this season's schools right there for you. We're going to play Hot Picks right now. What does that mean? Well, one at a time, I ask each team 8 questions. A correct response here is worth 20 points. No penalty for a wrong answer. Any team answering all 8 questions correctly will receive 25 bonus points. We've got the questions. Let's meet our players now. Let's start with Lake Ridge Academy. Ion, thank you so much for being here. Tell us about yourself.
I'm a senior. Besides Academic Challenge, I'm part of the varsity cross country and tennis team, and I'm the student body vice president.
Busy, busy. Thank you for being here. Hi, Jeremy.
Hi.
Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I do tennis and cross country. I'd like to thank my parents for putting up with me.
That's great. Hi, Claire.
Hi, I'm a senior. I am the cross-country team captain, and I do technical theater.
Welcome to all 3 of you. Thank you for being here. For your questions, we go to Orville's captain, Ryan. Ryan, open board. 1, 2, 3, or 4?
4.
4. Okay. Here we go. Lake Ridge Academy, this is all for you. All set? Here we go. Freedom of speech, just one of the 5 precious rights guaranteed to you in what number amendment to the Constitution?
The first.
That is correct. A modern shoe company would be unlikely to seek a testimonial from what legendary Greek warrior who was killed because of his vulnerable heel?
Oh, Achilles.
That is correct. During our Civil War, the King of Siam offered to help Abraham Lincoln by sending him transports in the form of what large pachyderm animal?
Camels.
Elephants. Elephants. That's okay. Let's go to the monitor. Here's your science question. Which of these plants that live on dead or decaying organisms?
Saprophytes.
That is correct. California was admitted to the Union as a free state as part of the Compromise of what year in the middle of the 19th century? Answer?
1850.
That is correct. What Russian author fought in the Crimean War, started a school for peasants, and still found time to write War and Peace?
Dostoevsky.
Tolstoy. Tolstoy wrote that story. Okay, let's go back to the monitor. Here's your math question. Evaluate this expression, giving your answer as a positive integer.
50.
50 is correct. A ship named Defiance was the last vessel commanded by what 16th century English sea dog, whose best-known ship was the Golden Hind?
Sir Francis Drake.
That is correct. Nice round, Lake Ridge Academy. Good job. All righty, we move on to Orville now. Ryan, you're the captain. Welcome this morning. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, so I'm a senior at Orville. I plan to major in computer science, and I also do Bible quizzing through my church.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Welcome. Hi, Charles.
Hi, I'm a sophomore at Orville. I'm in the band, and I run cross country and play baseball.
Welcome this morning. So glad to have you. Hi, Caleb.
I'm a sophomore at Orville, and I play baseball and in the future golf. I like to shout out Joe Urick.
Any special reason?
He's my favorite history teacher.
There you go. I ask a dumb question. There we go. Thanks for being here. Nice to see you. For your questions, University School Captain Sihan, 1, 2, or 3?
2.
2. Got it. All right, Orville, all yours. All set? Here we go. Citizens of Massachusetts showed an appreciation for history when they chose as their state blossom what flower with the same name as the Pilgrim's ship?
Mayflower?
That is correct. 1983 saw the first solo circumnavigation of the Earth by what sort of aircraft, whose varieties include the Black Hawk and Apache?
Helicopter?
Yes, it is. Several years ago, the wreckage of a 16th century English warship was found near the mouth of what river that runs through London?
The Thames.
The Thames, correct. That is right. Let's go to the monitor. Here's your science question. In 1966, 2 Minnesota surgeons, for the first time, transplanted what organ that includes the islets of Langerhans?
Pancreas?
That is correct. To make rubber stronger and more elastic, it goes through a process named for the Roman god of fire. Name the god or the process.
Ares.
Vulcan or vulcanization is the answer there. The book Flower Fables wasn't written by Aesop, but by what 19th century American woman who also wrote Little Women?
Louisa May Alcott?
That is correct. Back to the monitor. Here's your math question. Given that the 2 horizontal lines are parallel to each other, how many degrees are there in angle X?
60.
That is correct. In 1835, a Boston mob tried to lynch what white abolitionist? The editor of the Liberator newspaper? Answer?
Nothing.
Is William Lloyd Garrison, but nice round. Way to go, Orville. Okay, that takes us to U.S. University School. Sihan, tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Sihan. I do debate and academic challenge, and I like philosophy. I'd like to thank Mr. Millett and the alternates for being here.
There you go. Welcome to you. Hi, Nicholas.
Hi, I'm Nicholas. I also do speech and debate and science fair outside of academic challenge.
Welcome this morning. Theo, you're up.
Hi, I'm a junior and I like lifting and reading.
There you go. Lifting weights, right?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Just kidding. For your questions, U.S., we go to Ion from Lake Ridge Academy. We are down to envelope 1 or 3?
3.
3, you got it. University School, all yours. Here we go. Set. An internet auction drew more than $300,000 for a rare copy of the first comic book featuring what hero known to ordinary people as Clark Kent?
Superman.
Yes. National holidays aren't usually named for jails, but on July 14th, the French celebrate what day named for a liberated prison?
Bastille.
That is correct. The first commercial jet service in the U.S. began in 1958 with flights between New York and what largest city in southern Florida?
Miami.
Yes, it is. Let's go to the monitor. Here's your science question. Which of these men first stated that the planets move about the sun in elliptical orbits?
Kepler.
That is correct. When Apollo 12 landed on the moon, astronauts found part of an unmanned space probe with what name? That of George Washington's early profession.
Surveyor.
Surveyor is correct. Based on a real event, the novel The Great Train Robbery is by what author who stole readers' hearts with Jurassic Park?
Michael Crichton.
That is correct. Back to the monitor. Here's your math question. We ask you to solve for x.
Is it 5 or -5?
Answer?
-5 or 5. 5.
Five is correct. 5 is correct, yes. The statement, God does not require uniformity of religion, was made by what colonial minister who founded Providence, Rhode Island, after being banished from Massachusetts?
I don't remember his name. Is it Road?
Yeah, right. No.
It was named after him.
Maybe Concord.
Answer?
Road.
Roger Williams is the answer, but everybody, great round. Nice job. Nice job, all three teams. We'll be back with more academic excitement right after this.
95.
Welcome back. Hey, it's our judge from Cuyahoga Community College. It's Michael Landstrom, instructional specialist at Tri-C. Thanks for being here. This is 2 weeks in a row for you. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. Before we start our next round, let's take a look at the scores so far. Here we go. Orville, 220 points. Lake Ridge Academy, 280. University School with 300. But hold on, time to go head-to-head once again. This is our picture-perfect round. Each correct answer here is worth 20 points. But for a wrong answer or no answer, we take away 20 points. This is for all three teams. So hands on the buzzer, eyes on the monitor. All set? Here we go. These are the fingerprints of Rosa Parks, who was arrested for refusing to give up her seat on a bus in what Orville?
Montgomery.
That is correct. This is a section of a Rousseau painting titled for what phenomenon we experience during sleep? University School.
Dreams.
That is correct. These ancient stone jars litter the landscape on the plain of jars in what Southeast Asian country whose capital is Vientiane? University School.
Lagos.
Laos.
No,
Laos.
Yeah,
Yes, Laos. What value of x satisfies this equation? University
3.
School.
3.
3 is correct. This stamp honors artist Georgia O'Keeffe, who spent much of her life in what southwestern state where Los Alamos is located? University School.
New Mexico.
New Mexico is correct. This is the formula for what colorless, flammable type of alcohol that can be fatal if you drink it. Orville.
Hydrogen peroxide.
Methanol. Methanol is the answer there. This is what second largest Italian island that has a fishy name? University
Sardinia.
School. Excuse me?
Sardinia.
Sardinia is correct. This festive edition of Cleveland Magazine shows us how to embrace winter. We can start by hoping temperatures don't reach absolute zero. On which scale? University School.
Kelvin.
Kelvin is correct. That's the end of our round. All right, we're rolling. We're rolling. Don't go anywhere. Our exciting grab bag round to determine today's winner. That's still coming up after we mix it up. Stick around. Let's meet today's school advisors from Lake Ridge Academy. It's Justin Schaefer. From Orville, Darla Landers is here one more time. And from University School, Peter Millette. Thank you so much for being here. It's great to see you. Thanks for bringing the kids. It's great to see all three of you one more time. All right, great to see you too. Now it's time to mix it up. One at a time, I ask each team 6 questions. A correct response here is worth 20 points. No penalty here for a wrong answer. Any team answering all 6 questions correctly in this round will receive 25 bonus points. Lake Ridge Academy, you're up first. All set? All right, here we go. This is all for you. Study this phrase, and you'll find the name of what World War II sea battle that was a decisive victory for the U.S. in the Pacific.
Midway.
That is correct. Which of these adjectives would best describe something that tends to put you to sleep?
Soporific.
Soporific is correct. What same word will satisfy both of these definitions?
Cast.
Cast is correct. There are only 2 consonants in the name of what capital city of Peru?
Lima.
That is correct. Both human beings and apes are classified as belonging to what order of mammal?
Primates.
That is correct. That was big. This is for the bonus points. And admiring Henry Thoreau wrote this description of what abolitionist who raided the arsenal at Harper's Ferry in 1859?
John Brown.
John Brown is correct for the bonus points. There you go. There you go. Okie doke. Oh, good game. Good game. Orville, you're up. You all set? Here we go. You can demand 20 points here if you find here the hidden name of what man, the first black president of South Africa?
Mandela.
That is correct. Which of these adjectives best describes someone who is hostile and aggressive?
Belligerent.
That is correct. What same word fits both of these definitions?
Charge.
That is correct. An ion is part of an atom, but add 2 more letters here. You will name what hunter constellation?
Orion.
That is correct. Of these 3 words, which one identifies an extinct flying reptile of the Mesozoic era?
Pterodactyl.
That is correct. That was big. This is for the bonus points. No librarian would agree with these words from what 16th century German monk who began the Protestant Revolution?
Martin Luther.
That is correct, and that's good for the bonus points. There we go. We're on a roll. We're on a roll. University School, you're up. All set? Here we go. Actually, most authors are nice. See if you can find here the last name of what current Prime Minister of Canada?
Trudeau.
That is correct. If you wanted your handwriting analyzed, you would most appropriately consult which of these specialists?
Graphologist.
That is correct. What same word will satisfy both of these definitions?
Deck.
That is correct. Here we have filled in every other letter in the name of what mountain range separating France from Spain?
Pyrenees.
That is correct. Which one of these animals is classified as a marsupial?
A possum.
That is correct, and that was big. Here we go for the bonus points and a perfect round. This is a quote from what American general who led U.S. Pacific forces in World War II, but was relieved of command in the Korean War by President Truman?
MacArthur.
Douglas MacArthur is correct for the bonus points and a perfect round. Here we go. We'll be back with our final and deciding grab bag round. It's coming up after this. Academic Challenge is online at news5cleveland.com/academic challenge. Get this season's schedule, see results, and watch episodes of your favorite high school team here and on your favorite streaming device. Welcome back to the Nordson Academic Challenge. Before we continue, let's recap the scores as we hit our final round. Let's go. In third place, 365 points, Orville. Second place, 425 points, Lake Ridge Academy. Leading the way right now, 525 points, University School. But hold on. Time now for the grab bag round. This is another free-for-all. Each correct answer here is worth 30 points. A team will lose 30 points for a wrong or no answer. Again, this is for all 3 teams. Hands on the buzzers, eyes on the monitor when we need it. Deep breath. Everybody ready? Here we go. In 1904, there was a collision between the first 2 automobiles registered in what Missouri city, now home to the Royals baseball team? University School.
St. Louis.
Kansas City. Kansas City. A Latin root meaning elsewhere gives us what 5-letter word for a criminal defendant's claim of being elsewhere when the University
Alibi.
School?
Alibi.
That is correct. What African-American author of Native Son drew on in University School?
Right.
Richard Wright is correct. This is rhodochrosite, a carbonate of what element whose chemical symbol is Mn? Lake Ridge Academy.
Manganese.
Manganese is correct. India's Mohandas Gandhi had a great soul, which is the meaning of what title by which he was universally known? University School.
Mahatma.
That is correct. What is the least number of faces a prism can have? Lake Ridge Academy.
4.
5, 3 sides and the 2 ends. Though designed for the French military, the TB-31 airplane was named for what last letter of the Greek alphabet? University school?
Omega.
That is correct. This bit of financial advice comes from what 19th century American writer whose books include Pudd'nhead Wilson? University school?
Twain.
Mark Twain is correct. When Alexander Graham Bell wasn't busy inventing the telephone, he taught people who had what same disability as Beethoven? University school?
Deafness.
That is correct. Choice. Ice is a good refrigerant because it has high heat of fusion, heat conduction, or degree of hardness. Where are we at? Who buzzed?
I did. Oh, you did.
Is it Lake Ridge Academy?
Lake Ridge. Lake Ridge.
Okay, Lake Ridge Academy, go.
Heat of fusion.
Heat of fusion is correct. George Washington was only 20 years old when he was appointed to what military rank above captain, below lieutenant colonel? Lake Ridge Academy.
General.
Major. Major is the answer there. That's our final buzzer. Now we go to the scoreboard. Here we go. In third place this morning, 365 points, the team from Orville. In second place this morning with 425 points, Lake Ridge Academy. And the winner of today's academic challenge with 675 points, it's the team from University School. Congratulations, all 9 of you. What a game. Be with us next time. We'll feature teams from Madison, Nordonia, and Strongsville. Thanks for watching this one. I am Rob Powers. We'll see you right back here next week.